Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. We've got a little lighting problem once again. Let's see if that's better. Yes. And we will get started by asking the omnipotent Alexa, what is the date? Alexa, what is the date?
It's Saturday, October 8th.
Okay, we'll try that again. Alexa, what is the date?
It's Saturday, October 8th.
Good. And Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:39 a.m. Enjoy your weekend, Edward.
Alexa, what is the weather forecast?
In Amargosa Valley, it's 58 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies. Today, you can look for lots of sun. 71 degrees and a low of 58 degrees.
Okay, still in the 90s. Still in the 90s, people. Okay, so good morning, good morning. I'm having my casual cup of coffee as we're sitting here in our morning thing. The coffee was made and poured, but I had a comment that, maybe it's casual, maybe it's homey. Does everybody have their cup of coffee, their pen, paper, concentration, etc.? So, this is the Career Services Department of Thriving Warrior. Our goal is to help you get from point A to point B, where B is better. You're at point A, we want to move you to point B. How do we do that? Well, we do that in many, many ways. One is this podcast, and inside the podcast, we have links. See notes below, click on subscribe, click on the bell. We have a link to our our online our online course, our basic training course, 4-week basic training course. We have a link to the motivational video that I used for today's podcast. We have a link to today's training video that goes along with the course today. It's Plato's Cave. We have links to other services that we provide, which includes housing, clothing, food, hygiene, transportation, skills training, foundational employment and career services. And let's see, we have the transcript of Seth Godin's daily blog post. So there's a lot packaged into this not really 10-minute long podcast. So make sure you have pen and paper, because it's not about passively listening to this or actively listening to this. Our brains are designed to forget about 75% of what we learn within the 24 hours. So you're not going to remember this. You're only going to remember how you felt about it, but you're not going to take away any practical breadcrumbs, bleep, 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 things that are easy to follow to get along the path. You're not going to remember it if you do not write it down. Charlene, where's your paper and pen?
Yeah, I need to do that.
Okay, good. All right, so we have live audience here today. You need to write it down. You need to review it, because every time you see it, say it, think about it, you make another copy in your brain. And what we need to do is take this from our working memory into long-term memory. That's what we need to do. All right, and let's see. Okay, so our basic theme is on our breadcrumbs is it's simple. It's simple to get to success. Not easy, but it's simple. It's not this complex thing that you need to have all of these books and lessons and things. It's simple. ... And today's thing, it's simple. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted from your goal. Don't get distracted from what you're doing right now. Focus on what you're doing. that fits in, fast forward to the end, where it fits into our concept of be more samurai. Keep focused on what you're doing. Don't get distracted. All right. So that's that part. TED Talk. Okay. Today's TED Talk is Plato's Cave. Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Yesterday was the Ignatius rap video, which you should have enjoyed. You should have now got a good idea of St. Ignatius, practical application of leadership. And see that he followed what Seth Godin and Derek Sivers said about forming tribes. He preceded that by about almost 500 years, but he did exactly what they say. Today is Plato's Allegory of the Cave, which was probably, let's see, in the 300s BC, maybe 400 BC, about 2,400 years ago. This was something that Plato wrote based upon a lecture from Socrates. Or if you're from Bill and Ted's Wild Adventure, Socrates, the person who we consider to have the first unified theory of philosophy. But he got his ideas from other people, and we have writings of his lectures from Plato. And one is the Allegory of the Cave, which we don't have time to talk about right now. That could be a separate video. However, there's a million videos out there on it, and we have included one today. The thing to consider about this is still relevant today in your life, meaning the things that you believe to be true are merely just shadows on the wall of things that are cut out that are not truly reality. Okay, moving on. Okay, that's the TED Talk. We did it's simple. Let's see what Seth Godin has to say. As we are 7 minutes and 33 seconds in. Seth Godin, points of view, point A, point B, points of view. The closer we look at what other people believe and do, the more clear it is that our view of the world doesn't precisely match theirs. Aha. Okay. It never has, but now it's magnified. The things we thought were a given aren't. No one believes what I believe, not exactly. Okay. You've got my attention. Mr. Godin, you have my attention. How is it possible, we wonder, that people like us don't believe what we believe or what we do? Not just people we don't know, but people we do know. So how is it possible? How is that possible that people like us don't believe what we believe or what we do? How is that possible? And how do we dig in to overcome magnified divisions to what shared objectives, to fight for justice and dignity and what's right at the same time we connect with people we might be inclined to push away? What? That's a complex sentence. And how do we dig in to overcome magnified divisions to find shared objectives, to fight for justice and dignity and what's right at the same time we connect with people we might be inclined to push away? Simply asking the question helps us find a way forward. Realizing that people don't know what we know, don't believe what we believe, and most of all, that we have a noise in their head just as we do. Okay. I have to laugh. All right. So let's move on to our thing of threes. So this is kind of the ending thing before we do the other thing, the other ending thing. So there's three kinds of people out there. What's one of them, Charlene?
I don't know, 3 kinds of people.
Good answer. There are people who make things happen. What's another one?
People who watch things happen.
Correct. People who watch things happen and people who...
Wish things had happened.
No, good guess though. People who wonder what happened. Okay? There's people that make things happen, people that watch things happen, and people who wondered what happened. So I think somebody just walked in who fits in the third category, wondered what happened, and has a question to ask me because they're wondering what happened or what to do about what happened. So is it okay to be the first? Yeah, but it's really hard and you have to be prepared for a lot of setbacks because if you're making things happen, that means they didn't happen before you made them happen. And so you don't really know what's going to happen and thus you need to what?
Follow up.
Okay, well, you need to follow up. You need to be prepared for the unexpected, right? You need to do a Nancy Kane type thing of be prepared for things to go as you didn't plan because you don't really know what's going to happen because there's a lot of VUCA in the world. What is VUCA?
Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity.
Wow. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for Johnny? An incense burner. There you go. Good job, Charlene. Okay, right. So there are people who make things happen. Not everyone, not many, small minority of people make things happen because it's difficult and it's frustrating and there's uncertainty, etc. Then there are people who watch things happen. How can you tell somebody whose main activity is watching things happen? Well, one thing is they're sports fans. They live vicariously. They have their team. They watch things happen. They don't make things happen. They're not in the game. They watch the game. And this is not a bad thing. This is not a hierarchy of values. This is a hierarchy of activities. So there are people who watch things happen. They like watching things on TV. They don't go to Hawaii. They watch shows about Hawaii. They're not good cooks. They watch shows about cooking. And that's okay because those are the people who make things happen. They make their life worth living to a certain extent or make their business ideas come true. And then there are people who wonder what happened. So there's probably an equal number of people who make things happen as people who wonder what happened. There's probably an equal number of people who make things happen as who wonder what happened. And now with that, we're going to go to our closing, which is what, Charlene?
Yesterday was the only.
Okay, Navy SEAL maxim. A particular Navy SEAL maxim, yesterday was the only easy day. What does that mean? To you.
Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Okay, well, but what does yesterday was the only easy day mean to you?
Just push myself a little bit more today than I did yesterday.
Right, okay, so we have 4 basic ways to, how do I do that? Okay, 1, get comfortable being uncomfortable. 2, don't compare yourself to other people, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. So again, this doesn't mean don't say, oh, well, he has blue eyes, I have brown eyes. That we're not talking about that. We're saying don't say, I did a lot today because I did more than that person. Or what they call deflecting. Well, don't ask me what I did today. I did, what about that person? Okay, that's the only thing that means in terms of compare yourself. Okay, 3 is what? have a goal. Have a goal. You have to have a goal. If you want to make yesterday yesterday was the only easy day, have a goal, and it's going to, as Jordan Peterson says, what? Pull you towards it. Your goal will pull you towards itself. The reticular activation system will be activated. And the last thing, how to make yesterday the only easy day, is to what? Be
more samurai.
Be more samurai. What does that mean?
Perfect what you're doing and do your best at what you are doing.
Okay, pretty good. Be as perfect as you can given the time and resources allotted. Okay? Focus. Don't get distracted. Now, under getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, what are some of the ways to do that?
Take the hard path.
Choose the hard path. Right. What is the hard path?
Hard work, humility, ownership, responsibility, discipline, and sacrifice.
Wow. Very, very good. Excellent. What's another way to get comfortable being uncomfortable? Embrace the suck. Okay? Instead of, this sucks being uncomfortable, embrace it. Wow, there's a billion people that would love to trade places with me right now. I feel I need to go fill up my water bottle because I'm going to be thirsty in the future. So I don't want to be thirsty in the future, so I'm going to get comfortable. Okay, no. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Choose the hard path. Accept the struggle. Okay, life is hard. Accept it. Overcome it. Okay, and so with that, I will say, and cut. Okay, cut.